What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we got some more big news on the Michigan investigation, as the NCAA could be meeting with Michigan for a visit this week. Plus, we're going to be going over the potential punishments for Michigan and how and why there couldn't be a major punishment. And we also got intel on how the Michigan staff didn't know about this and how Connor Stalions did indeed do this for his own good and career advancement. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so boy, oh boy, do we have some news to talk about. A lot more stuff coming out on the Michigan investigation, but I do want to start with the first news that we got yesterday, as On3 and the Wolverine has confirmed that multiple sources have informed them that Michigan is expected to receive a visit from the NCAA late this week. Many believe that it will be Thursday or Friday, but sometime this week the NCAA is going to be taking a visit and sitting down with Michigan to talk over this investigation and where they're going to go from here. And I'm sure the talk will be some questions about it if Michigan knew about Connor Stalions doing this, but it's also going to be a question of what the punishment will look like. So that's that news. The next thing I want to talk about is Yahoo's Dan Wetzel, as he has been on top of this story. Now, Wetzel did say that what Stalions was trying to accomplish is obviously against the rule, or what anybody would have determined the rule is. And he said the problem with the NCAA is their rules are very poorly written. They are very confusing, lots of little potential loopholes in the rule. He said in terms of the spirit of the rule, absolutely it was broken. However, is it technically against the rule to send someone's buddy to sit in the stands and film it? Because obviously anybody could do that and then put that video on social media or YouTube or whatever. Wetzel later went on to say that the reputational damage is the biggest penalty you will get. So basically he's saying that he doesn't believe there will be a major punishment from the NCAA. Now, there will be consequences, obviously. We don't know what they will look like, though. He did say that I wouldn't really worry necessarily about what the NCAA penalty is at this point. Most NCAA penalties are obsolete at this point, about limiting scholarship numbers or recruiting visits, things that no longer matter in the NIL world. Now, the one thing I will point out is obviously Michigan can make a case, as whether or not they did break the potential rule that the NCAA is investigating Stalions broke, because it is very vaguely written, very poorly written by the NCAA, and Stalions may have found a technicality and a loophole in the rule. So I think it will also be a question as if Michigan will try to defend themselves or not, because obviously Michigan, they try to set themselves at the highest standard. Now, I will say there was a very interesting Sports Illustrated article that came out from Richard Johnson a couple hours ago, as it has pretty good reason as to how and why Connor Stalions potentially worked by himself and the whole staff didn't know. He didn't work just by himself. He did have a couple people working by his side, but they weren't Michigan staffers. Now, first off, Stalions, he attended obviously the Naval Academy, and he was a voluntary assistant for Michigan football from 2015 to 2022, because we now know that he is just obsessed with Michigan football and wanted to be a coach one day. Now, Stalions was officially hired by Michigan in May of 2022 as an off-field analyst, and according to this article from Sports Illustrated, it was a lengthy text exchange from 2021 where Stalions boasted of sign stealing and close relations with the Wolverines' whole staff. And he said he became close with Chris Partridge and Jay Harbaugh, and he said that pre-COVID he stole opponent signals during the week watching TV copies, then flew to the game and stood next to Josh Gaddis, which was Michigan's offensive coordinator at the time, and told him what coverage/pressure he was getting. Now, all of that is perfectly legal. You can do that. Now, obviously we know that Connor Stalions, he put unnamed associates of the Michigan football program in stadiums of Michigan's opponents to scout, which is obviously illegal to do. Was there a loophole that he may have found? That is yet to be determined, as we have to see the outcome of this investigation. But Stalions' text messages provide a vivid picture of his motivations, revealing an aspiring coach obsessed with helping Michigan while looking to build his own career and one day lead the program. The article also says that Stalions revealed that he was part of a small group of people, 2 of whom he said were at low-level positions on different college football coaching staffs, who were putting their heads together on a long-term plan to run the Michigan football program. Stalions claimed to have a Google document between 550 and 600 pages long that he managed daily, and he referred to it as the Michigan Manifesto. So this obviously all goes with, previously Dan Wetzel's scenario of why Stalions may have done this without the staff knowing, just basically trying to boast himself and his career, as obviously, according to this article, he is very obsessed with Michigan football and obviously wanted to be a part of the program. So very interesting stuff coming out right now. Now, obviously, Jim Harbaugh has already came out and said that, he does not know anything about this and he has never sent anyone to do this, and basically denied knowing of any of this happening. And with this article coming out, that now obviously makes sense with this potential scenario. However, Harbaugh does have liability for his own staff. What the consequences or the penalties would be against Harbaugh, we don't know right now. In fact, no one really knows what is going to come out of this investigation. Now, Dan Wetzel did talk about this as well, and he said that probably the best case for Michigan in this scenario would be, look, one guy was doing this, how were we supposed to know? So this is very interesting. Let me know in the comment section down below your guys' thoughts on this. There's also rumors that Jim Stapleton, a Michigan alum, and is also part of the NCAA infractions committee. He obviously hates Jim Harbaugh, but there's a strong belief that he is responsible for leaking select parts of the current NCAA investigation to national news outlets. So there's a lot going on right now. We kind of just got to let the investigation play out. Obviously, Michigan, the NCAA, the biggest news is they are going to meet this week, and we'll see, if we get any news coming out of that meet. I do want to talk about, the potential of this affecting this current season, as I do not see that happening, because right now Michigan supposedly has yet to receive not only a notice of investigation but even a notice of allegations over the alleged illegal contact with recruits. And obviously everybody knows that Michigan has 90 days from the notice of the investigation to really do anything. So the NCAA can't really do anything unless, of course, Michigan decides something, but obviously they wouldn't want to do that. And obviously yes, the college football playoff committee or the Big Ten, they could obviously punish Michigan before the NCAA, but let's be real, is that really going to happen? Because what we have to keep in mind is money rules, and let's be real, the TV deals with Big Ten wouldn't be pretty happy if the Big Ten potentially, let's just say, stopped Michigan football season from playing, as programs like Fox would lose out on a lot of money if, obviously Michigan and Ohio State didn't play this year. But it's something to keep in mind there. I did want to talk about, we have seen coaches like Matt Rule from Nebraska, Deion Sanders from Colorado, basically coming out and saying that sign stealing has, been here forever. It doesn't really matter. You got to go out and defend the play anyway. But there's also, analysts and people coming out and saying, basically, let's be real. We know other teams are doing this stuff, which also brings up another reason as to why coaches aren't speaking out on this situation, or potentially keeping quiet because they are doing this. But that's obviously a discussion for another day, and other people can go on rants about it. I'm not gonna go on a rant about it. But so basically what we got new today, or I should say yesterday too, the NCAA is expected to meet with Michigan this week. Also, Michigan's potential biggest punishment from the NCAA could be the reputational blow that they will receive. And obviously this article coming out from Sports Illustrated of Connor Stalions doing this by himself without anybody on the Michigan staff knowing, for his own good and his career advancement. So let me know what you guys think about this situation right now. Obviously we gotta wait and see what all happens, what comes out of the investigation and what exactly the punishments will be for Michigan, as a lot of people don't think it will really be major punishments out of it, but we just have to wait and see. Other than that, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.